Hey guys, this is the new expansion for Hoi 4, which is called Thunder at Our Gates. Our Gates. And then we have this chap here with his shirt off. This guy with a cigarette. And this guy who looks like a knife guy. Crocodile Dundee. A tank looks a little bit Italian. Is that my imagination? Probably a British tank. Alright guys, I want to play blind. What does that mean? I have not played before. And I am just... I'm playing as if it's the first experience. So be aware, I will make mistakes. And I will be learning as we go. So understand that the meta probably is already established in a few months' time from here. And you're probably going to see me play with old meta, non-min-maxy strategies. But why not learn the game together, right? I'm going to play Germany, which is a weird one because I know it's focused on Australia, the Dutch East Indies, and Siam. But I want to try out the division changes and see if we can make more of a mid-maxy template. The way I describe these videos is they're kind of fun-maxing. So they're not necessarily always min-maxing, but they are focused upon getting the most fun out of min-maxing the mechanics the most. Yeah, so I'll just play and we'll click and then we'll see where we go from there. So standard opening as Germany. Going to rush towards radio and get your industry bonuses. Things are a little bit different now because we've got the changes to the division itself. So this is the standard template we start with and that's not changed. All the others are part the same as well. But now we've got regional support. Regimental support. I say it wrong. Infantry guns is there now. You can only add artillery on as a support, but infantry guns can be added on as regimental support. However, support anti-air and anti-air battery can be added on as a regimental support for both. So it's 12 pieces of anti-air for a battery, but anti-air, support anti-air is 20 pieces. So there's not a lot in it. Okay, interesting. They say the sweet spot is 9. I think it's 8, but we'll find out in a second anyway. This is the Anschluss exploit. There's a chance that Paradox may have patched this again. So there's a chance this might not work. I'm going to do the standard opening. Seen this a million times. Yep, we'll just go from there. Standard opening, flame tank. And that's everything assigned, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's go. 5 speed. So there's a few changes been made. I have made my first video where I play as Siam and I talk about all the changes one by one. You might want to check that video out if you want more of a breakdown of every single change. But this video is going to be more of a kind of play as we go mode. So therefore, I'll show the changes as I go. To be fair, this video is focused mostly on the change to the division template designer. That is the biggest change. Trains, a little bit of air, a little bit of gas. Deploy those divisions. They're not full strength. Go for the right path because that's going to give us access to a little bit of war support so we can mobilize immediately. What are we lacking? Infantry equipment and support equipment. Feels like there have been some changes to the amount of equipment needed for a division. Oh, I could be wrong about that one, but I just feel right now that I am behind on guns, more so than usual. So Anschluss says here that we are significantly headway towards this goal. Feels like that's slightly been tweaked. What if we grab 4 of these and then we consolidate? Maybe that'll be enough. There's a chance I've messed this up, actually. Still says significant. Mobilize. War economy. Says significant. Usually, if you don't catch it immediately, quite frankly, you can never catch up. It's one of those things, if you don't catch up, you never get it. It's usually influenced by how high the strength of the division is. It's a significant headway, which usually means that it's not actually doable. I have done this a million times before, but remember, every time you do this, it's been tweaked. And of course, Paradox have tweaked this. So it looks like I'm not going to be able to get it this time around, but that's okay. Part of Heart Surviving 4 is adapting to the changes in the world. Definitely when you turn historical off. You need to play more historical off games, actually. Right, merge up those boyos. And we're going to assign the naval dockyards. Standard opening. Deploy the divisions that we actually need. They have made some changes to navies. However, those mechanics, they're ones I don't touch that much at the moment. So will it incentivize me to click those mechanics more? No, but it's kind of nice they've added extra flavor for navies anyway. I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll probably go for a Space Marine division with Recon light tanks, flame tanks, top it off, and with anti-air as well. 9 rubber, so that means we take 1 off, and now we're at 8 rubber. Perfect. Import a little bit of rubber to get that production going. Could try and do this one, lose the political power. Now let's do it. Will this be enough to do Anschluss? It will, because I don't want to miss the window. I'm just going to do it now. If they deploy 1 extra division, which they don't deploy divisions, but if they strengthen the division a little bit more, they've made their army size slightly larger, so therefore that my chance of opportunity to do Anschluss early is going to be more limited. I just want to capture that tight window that's already there. Do the drill. What I'd like to try, I'm going to have to get radar. What I'd like to try is I'm either going to do a minimal division and just try and add on a little bit of support, or we do a maximum division by whacking as many stats as possible. Just see how powerful we can make the division. Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence how we're going to go with this. I'm going to kind of wing it and just see how we go. Usually my normal videos on my main channel, more planned content. This is kind of more improvised. So how do we get the actual heavy weapons? Oh, it's here. You need the first one. The unique thing about the heavy weapons is it has very high defense. A bit confusing because it says the defense goes down. I think it might scale based on how many battalions they've got. And then we've got the motorized version, which has more breakthrough. Even though it says 0.2, ignore these numbers. I think they scale based on the size of your division. All right, let's go for that then. Infantry weapons. Let's go. I'm going to focus on the anti-air. There's an anti-air bonus here, and there's an anti-air here too. So we can do a ground-based division. Fortunately, as Germany, you can't go solely ground. You need some interceptors. Otherwise, the allies will bully you by bombing you constantly, which you'll lose all your war support. So your Anschluss. And then we do the Panzer Prince. Sign them over, change them over. So not only have we got the new division designer remake, we've also got HQs as well, which we will invest into later on. Unite the German states. Build an armor division. Convoy sufficiency. Expand the faction. More things that we don't intend on doing. The question of Yugoslavia. That is a question. There we go. What's this? Towed artillery, Austrian. Interesting. I'm going to put all these on the market and put them on a low price and just see if we actually make some sales. The biggest issue with the German faction is that you're not in the market with a lot of other nations due to your low relations. We are selling some stuff. I don't usually do this, but it looks like it is effective because you do gain some MIO money, economic capacity surplus, which gives you extra construction bonus, which is always good to get more construction early game. Always good. The best one to go is Mr. Hess, who takes his flight, gives political power, and also gives funding for MIOs, which is very useful early game. Construction, and followed by more construction. Early game boosts. And then you can focus on your industry now. We'll do a 4-year plan. We'll play historical. A lot of people say to me, why don't you declare on the Dutch? I do think about that every now and then. I think the issue is now, because I've created world tension by doing Anschluss, I don't have the Netherlands to go for. So to be fair with you, you have to choose one or the other. Otherwise, you'll spike world tension too high, and therefore you'll not be able to do the Dutch. The reason I don't usually do it, even though I'm aware of that strategy, is it is a little bit OP, and I have all the rubber in the game, so it's kind of like, I suppose it's more difficult to hold on to the Dutch East Indies. How do things change, actually? Because that's a good point. The Dutch East Indies changed now. We actually have a full-blown mechanical system with it. I wonder if the shared focus tree would work with Germany if I was the puppet. I bet it wouldn't. I bet it would deny the focus tree, right? I bet it would. 4-year plan, and go for the price controls to get all the decisions. All right, we're going to go for radar. I think there's not many electronics guys. I think there's only one or maybe two. Yeah, it's just this guy. Conrad Fuse. The Fuse, electronics. Ah, it all connects, right? Yeah, and then we go for radar when it becomes available. It says that we're low supply here. Is that because... Yeah, we're low on trains. Just FYI then, if you are low on trains, when you do need them, you will experience a penalty to research for your facilities. It's just something you don't usually think about, is it? Autarky, price controls. Yeah, so the objective of this video is to be ground-based and to try and stack as many modifiers as possible. Because now potentially you can go a lot higher with your soft attack with infantry. So I'm going to see how high we can go with soft attack with infantry to see if we can just, well, demolish everything in our path. We are going to need more artillery. Ah, that's something I'm not factored in. Because now you are going to consume more artillery by adding on the infantry guns. See here, if you look on the right side, you can see +4 artillery for each regional artillery infantry guns support. So that is, once again, something you have to factor in. I have to maneuver my production around just to get the deficits down. They've changed all these supports companies now. So you can see infantry, artillery now has defense and soft attack. And then also got the heavy machine guns. I'm just checking if there's any others. I don't think there is. You don't actually produce the infantry guns or machine guns. They are just kind of bulked in with either regular guns, which are these, or they're bulked in with artillery, depending if it's infantry guns, which are technically classed as artillery. We've never seen that before. Snake. They're either classed as infantry guns, artillery, or they're classed as just standard guns if they're machine guns. Some more civs and some more refineries. What I'm going to do here is build the dam. When I build the dam, that gives the construction bonus. I don't want to build in here until I've got the construction bonus maxed out. Otherwise, you kind of, I don't know, I feel like you get more bang for your buck if you've got the big construction bonus. Hence the reason you get faster building speed, as well as they're cheaper as well. It's a double thing when you go for construction. Construction pays off in multiple ways. As I said to you, you get in the building faster, but you're also getting it cheaper because technically you're not spending as much on the investment. All right, I'm trying to think what to go for now. Maybe armor on the tanks, infantry tanks. Let's have a look. Light tanks are cheaper, but less armor. Yeah, let's do that. Daimler-Benz. Is that like Mercedes-Benz? Someone's going to give me the lore behind that in the description. Okay, we're always behind on trains here, so I just want to catch up by adding an extra mill. So one strategy now that's interesting is you technically have more support slots, because what you could do is add anti-air into the battery. Okay, that don't give me a lot of anti-air capabilities, but that means you freed them an extra slot, because that means you need to double stack the EA. Ah, so that like changes the build a little bit, doesn't it? It like gives you more space to pursue slots. I know one thing people ask quite often is why don't they just add more slots like in mods? I think Paradox want to make it so it's more of a, how do I put it? You have to make a decision of which 5 you want to go for, so you have a little level of strategy there, other than just basically picking them all. And I think I prefer that, actually. I think I prefer when you have to make 5 choices. I kind of like it if the last one was locked out, a bit like the 5th Battalion slot, just so you kind of have to pursue doctrines more, because sometimes I feel like sometimes doctrines kind of feel optional. So HQs. If you click on the supports, you can see the first HQ. Does it improve HQs as you go? No, they don't. So they're a set bonus. You just get the first one. So in this case, you can see, if you look closely, that's the normal logistics, and this is the logistics and service staff, which is added to the HQ, which is added an extra bonus of reducing supply by 5%, which is very, very, very good. Whereas I'm still exercising my planes. I've probably lost a significant amount of planes because of that. And then we add on the standard meta, which is the turret. I have spread some misinformation. I've been spreading fake news. See this. I've been saying this doesn't apply to your aircraft. Oh, that looks like it's been nerfed. 1 defense, 1 attack. Oh. That looks a bit different to me. I thought those numbers were higher. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, yeah, the only one here that doesn't get affected by air superiority is that agility at the bottom. So the rest of it do apply. So that is worthwhile to take advantage of that bonus. Anyway, double bomb lock. We'll get the agency now. I don't think there's a technology that gives me the free agency. I could be wrong about that one. Yeah, this one doesn't give it for free. It just gives you the +1 spy. Also not taking advantage of the Spanish Civil War, have I? I send some air. Simple reason why you do this is just to get some air XP. I've got a feeling with the build I'm going with, I'm not going to have the optimal logistics here. I'm going to have to modify my mills a little bit, because remember, I'm having to adjust to the different equipment requirements for the division. What's happened is when I deploy more divisions, I'll keep my eye on my logistics, and if I need more of a certain thing, I'll just adapt. Deploy these divisions. Can we do Sudan? Sudan's slightly changed. I feel like the requirement's higher than I remember. 750,000 manpower in the field. No, 725. That's higher than it once was before. I feel like Paradox are like preventing us from gaming the system. And I love gaming the system. It's my favorite thing to do. So what else have we got? Hospital group. This increases division XP gain. That seems really strong too. Minus 25% chance of getting sick and wounded is also very good too, which is a really common problem for generals in Hoi 4. Probably a little bit too common. Anyway, what else we got? We've got signals, which increase max plane by 3%. That's a very low amount, 3%. Extra recon bonus when entrenched. Interesting. And any operative capture chance plus 10%. Wow, increases the chance of capturing spies with signals. Interesting. What about some of the other ones? So armored signal, no. Oh no, hang on. It does. Armored signal companies to tanks, breakthrough plus 5%. Oh, that's not the same one, though. That's fine. Doesn't appear to be any others. Maintenance companies give 10% less attrition and capture ratio plus 2%. 2% is quite low. Recon unlocks the reconnaissance staff, which gives 10% extra reconnaissance and plus 20% terrain XP gain. That feels really strong, too. That overlaps Grand Battle Plan, doesn't it? And then we have engineering staff, which gives invasion defense plus 5% and fort damage from combat plus 20%. Okay, forts are becoming a lot weaker with every new patch that comes out, aren't they? They've also changed special forces. There's a special forces doctrine now. This is interesting. Military police staff plus 5% speed. MP increases speed. You think speed would be more recon, I guess, wouldn't you? Because that's what the reconnaissance bonuses already do, don't they? Like speed based on terrain type. I guess the MP are poking them with their the butts of the rifles to keep marching. Keep up the pace. Most standard opening ever. Collab state in the Soviet Union. Let's get some radar. Time for some mills as well. So Germany has 2 HQs at the start of the game. We have this one, a light tank one. The headquarters, forward air command and reconnaissance staff. And also an army HQ, which is just infantry and headquarters staff. Okay. They're the templates. However, we don't actually have any deployed commanders. All right. Demand Sudetenland. We deployed divisions. We've got enough army in the field now. We can go for taking chunks out of Czechoslovakia. Now, this is interesting because I've never actually done this since the change to the patch. I wonder if things are going to change now. Sudetenland, 3 corps ask for help. I mean, that's a bit of a no-brainer. Basically, no guns to alternatively take a big penalty. The Sudeten promise. Free Sudeten. Oh, there's a dam there. Did I know about that? So dams don't appear on the states map mode. I wish they did. That's a big factor because that changes how you play Czechoslovakia. And I was totally unaware there was a dam there. Remember, dams give a 15% construction bonus. Yeah, 15, but only if you build in that state. Right, we're going to go for 120 divisions, so another 40 on top of the 80. What I'd like to do at this point is to gauge how much equipment I actually need. So we can hold shift now and select these. Would I add artillery on? Yeah, 36. Apparently, you need at least 3 battalions here to add the support. So that actually changes the build a little bit, doesn't it? That actually incentivizes you to add on 3. So we're going to go for a 35 width. Wow, this really changes the meta, doesn't it? And now I'm going to add on the infantry guns, because the infantry guns give us more soft attack. So I have to remove one from here and then add one onto here to add the infantry guns on. Yep. The choice is the same, though, for the artillery battalions. And then what would we go with this? I guess we're going for recon and then logistics because it's a big division. And then we end up with this. 35 width. Alternatively, what I could do is add on an anti-air battalion, remove the anti-air from here and replace it with something else. Like maybe hospitals, maybe? Yeah, let's do this. It's not soft attack intensive, but it's more utility based. Let's go for that. Oh, wow. And what do we need here? We need a bit of everything. So when you balkanize Czechoslovakia, you actually split up Ukraine as well. Start upgrading the old planes with the more machine guns and with the turret. But keep a close eye on logistics here. So what I want to do is assess how many extra mills to add on. So for anti-air, we need a lot. Oh, insane amount. 1,000 days. 1,000 days for artillery. 800 days for infantry. Trucks, 600 days. Using trucks? 2,000 days for support. Okay, we need a bit of everything. Hang on, what do we need trucks for? We need 30 trucks. Oh, of course, it's for the support. Okay. So to think about it, building in this South Sudan is an advantage to me due to the construction. However, probably better to build the infrastructure as well, wouldn't it? Probably building all in one go just to build a few. Actually, no, that's not true. I'll build it on top. I think in this situation, I don't think I'm going to need the full 5 armies. So if I were to add on a field marshal and then distribute them evenly, we just need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Another 5. Oh, what's this? Fully decked out. Design and deploy division that has 5 regional supports. Oh, that's a new one. Okay, this is new. Set up a Bohemia and Slovakia, both as puppet states. Is this a historical option? Partition with Hungary or set up a Slovakian state. Annex the lot. Standard opening. Horse, single division, and go for garrisons. Let's get some army improvements. Of course, infantry and artillery is what we're going to lean more towards. Prussian Legacy gives bonus to infantry, and then Stormtroopers the extra bonus to artillery. I just realized too, we actually already have anti-air because we've got battalions, so that means I can double down on the soft attack, can't I? Yeah, infantry guns. Path forward here is I break off a single army and prioritize supply. That way, all equipment get fed into that. Then we'll have a full strength. Strength, this number here, is very important because it affects how much stats are projected into battles. If you're low on strength, you are going to suffer, well, massively in battles because you're not going to be projecting as much firepower. Collaboration state, don't forget about it. Renew it automatically. And also prioritize it. Operations, high priority. That means all equipment will go to that operation over reinforcing for training divisions and in established divisions. All right, we've got the full army now. Exercise you guys. So peek at logistics. So we're behind by 500 days for anti-air. Artillery 600 days. Guns 200 days. Okay, we're making progress on that. Tanks 200. Support 800. Oof. And tanks 400. Just shift those logistics around a little bit. A little bit for the trains as well. Let's assign the generals then. So I'm going to go for Gunther. Assign him a HQ. Let's just see... Templates aren't going to matter because I want to make my own template anyway. This is the HQ we've gone with, the light tank one. I think the strategy here is to go for the cheapest possible template. I feel like it's a little bit pointless making it too big because it's not really going to be in combat anyway. So headquarters for leader bonuses, that's good. Then we're going to go reconnaissance for the XP trait for train. Then the hospital group and then logistics. Do I get to change this template? I can dismantle it. I can't change it. Oh, I can. No, I can. Here we go. Oh, well, the HQ. There we go. Army HQ. There we go. And with here, you can say how close you want to fight to the front line, but it has a penalty depending how far you are away. So I kind of want to put them on the front, as closely on the front as possible. Sadly, the Grand Doctrine, I don't feel like makes a big enough impact. Battle plan's going to be good. Well, that's interesting. You see this regimental support companies plus 10% defense and entrenchment. That's new. Oh, and also for mass assault too. Recovery rate and supply usage. Okay, all right. So it has an impact. And it looks like to me that the soft attack is superior firepower. So let's do a superior firepower run. We've not done one of those in a while. Getting my collab government's becoming a little bit difficult because can't seem to keep spies without them getting captured. They're on the constant loop of getting captured over and over again. All right, let's have a peek at logistics. This is turned to a logistics tutorial. 200 anti-air, 500 for artillery, 25 for guns. Okay, so that's clearly obvious that I need to most of it onto artillery. 100 days for motorized. Ooh, support equipment's needed too. And light tanks, 100 days. Another division, and another HQ. Because they're going to be fighting on the front line, there's a chance that if the division gets destroyed, that I'll lose the general. So let's get rid of that one and then just expand it. One thing I've not checked is HQs and how much equipment they need. Oh, it's quite slim. A little bit of support equipment, a little bit of guns. They're kind of free, which is good for minor powers, I guess. Integrate Czech manufacturers. New focus, guys. I wasn't even aware this even existed. Just gives you a big buff to your own Myos. Old content is new content now. So what we got going on? So these two armies here with HQs. Put them on the front line. And then these two armies are your defensive armies. One to defend France and just to hold the north. They've invested into field hospitals. He actually cares about the troops. Doctrines are a tricky one. So infantry. So what I'm trying to do is stack soft attack. So assault infantry feels right because that has the extra 10% for support. And then regimental support artillery also against soft attack. Yeah, okay, that's the no-brainer there. Operations. Now we have an interesting one here with disperse operations, which is like your focus on ground only, ignore the air build, which feels kind of on role play. But then again, expeditionary force gives 10% soft attack. And again, rapid domination. That sounds pretty cool, right? Fire concentration. Yeah, because it reduces combat width of artillery. And we can expand the division. I suppose we could also do large unit tactics. That's something to think about. And then armor is always armored cavalry because it has bonuses for infantry. Logistics are all up to date. Can train another army just as a reserve when we need it. Danziger War. Oh, that's interesting. So mechanized give passive bonuses too to heavy machine guns. Extra breakthrough and soft attacks. I wonder if you stack those really high, whether they come better than infantry guns. I think they do. And that means infantry guns kind of get phased out. Ah, that makes sense. Work on that radar. Deploy all the air wings. Oi! Danziger War. Of course, it's Hoi 4, guys. It's war. So what we're dealing with now is a division here with the most soft attack I've ever had for infantry. Yep. And it's hard to compare, really, because I'm chewing through their front line. But this is just like pretty much a normal game, right? We're going to double down on the attack. We'll add a HQ to the other armies as well. This seems pretty straightforward to go aggressive now. Could throw a bit of air in here to make it more balanced, but I don't feel I need to. Next standard opening, pushing into the Netherlands. It's going to be interesting because now we have the Dutch East Indies with a focus tree, so I'm curious to see how things are going to look a bit different. Air power, do we move the air power? Yeah, let's do that. Yep, air power looks pretty good. Netherlands gets crushed. Move the troops over. Be aggressive. New field marshal front line. I'm stacking front lines, but that's okay because when orders are complete, they'll just continue on to the next one. Right now, this is flawless. I'm destroying them as I push forward. That's interesting. 24 of 26 divisions. Is the HQ doing something here? It is. General max size +2. Interesting. Well, the HQ can go into battle. Watch this. Oh, never mind. We missed it. And as you can see here, this is definitely having an impact. I feel like this infantry is more soft attack based. Maybe the AI hasn't had an improvement and an upgrade. Why is this one 24 of 25, but this one's 26? Does it stay what? Does it state why? Yeah, this one says +1, but the other one says +2. But it doesn't say why. All right, progress. Was logically the next path. The Soviet Union, I guess, isn't it? Maybe we go for an early Soviet Union. Maybe that'll, I don't know, be a little bit stronger on our end, maybe? Let's give it a go. Seize some gold. Get the construction growing. Build railways. Winning the air war. War support's 100%. Another spare army with a HQ as well. Classic superior firepower. We'll go for smoke and fire for the breakthrough. We'll peek at the logistics. It's all good. Wow, a deal with the Soviet Union. How long will that last? Probably another month. Well, that's interesting. The personnel anti-tanks got an improvement too. Hard attack from the heavy weapons gunners. That's new. Bit of a nerf to mounted infantry as well. They don't get as much anti-tank. All right, air support. It's here. At the Soviet Union. Max HQs. HQs on the front line. It looked initially like the first push wasn't very strong, but now we're just demolishing them. Okay, this is way stronger than it used to be. So there's two things going on here. I'm taking advantage of the extra soft attack as well as the HQ bonuses. So that's giving me an edge. What's really strange is that the penalty keeps going up and down. Is it something to do with the HQ taking damage? I bet it is. I bet when the HQ takes damage, it doesn't project its stats as much. Yeah, 1. So it is kind of better to put them on 1 behind the front line to stop them from taking damage. Okay, so this is... Okay, we do have a little bit of air support. I was about to say I'm not using any air support, but I am. Let's bring all the other planes. The only downside of putting them 1 off the front line is there's a slight penalty to projecting the stats of max planning and planning speed. Ooh, there's some new things here. Ooh, new buttons. New buttons. What's this? Defense in depth. Max planning reduction, but extra entrenchment and HQ distance. Okay, that's okay. +3 entrenchment's very small. Oh, it works for an unlimited amount of time, but it just consumes command power. Oh, okay. Interesting. And the next one is exploit breakthroughs. Extra strength taken, damage taken, but the planning preparation decays slower. Yeah, this is for someone who's really taking advantage of planning, isn't it? To be fair with that, that attack might be better, but that works for an unlimited amount of time. Okay. Very situational. So strength damage taken from force attack is 60%, but strength damage taken from exploit breakthroughs is 40%. I am blown away by how much damage these divisions do just as their raw form. Oh, okay, that's not something I expected. Our courageous forces have managed to overrun a division. The Soviet commander has now been transferred, so we've captured a commando now. Oh, here we go. Did I say commando? I meant commander. What do I even do with them? What do you even do with them? I'm hearing like a new sound effect, and I think that sound effect is letting me know that there's a new trait to be added to a general. It sounds like a ding sound effect, almost like a naval bell. But it can't be my navy, because my navy's, well, not doing anything. Sign my spies. Collab government. 75%. One thing I will say about the HQs is it doesn't feel like they're very interactive. I just feel like I've assigned it, and I kind of just feel like I'm harvesting modifiers. Aside from these extra abilities here, well, I suppose I could use the other abilities without a HQ, couldn't I? Or do you need a HQ to use abilities? Ah, that would make more sense, wouldn't it? That's the Soviet Union. Here it is. Classic Twitch TV. Screaming in my ear. Don't forget the navies, Dave. Max collaboration. Well, not max. 75%, which is still pretty good. Soviet Union. Civilian oversight. These are the industries. And now you can just achieve autarky. Oh, a bit more rubber. I'd have to produce more domestic rubber. There you go. Domestic rubber. What is this? What is this? D-Day? 941? So what have we found out from this experiment? It does look like the existing template for a division now is a lot stronger than it ever used to be. Be fair with you, this is a very stacked division now. Can add extra battalions of infantry on. This is more stacked than I usually would make it. But with these extra infantry on it, you've got way more capabilities of doing more soft attack. So soft attack stacking now is going to be even more intense than it once was before. But adding high soft attack also means that tanks are kind of buff because hardness divisions then are going to excel. So it's either you're going to have to pick the two evils, soft attack stacking, which is old meta, but still works and always has worked, or hard attack stacking, which also is very effective as well. It would counter this specific build. Then you have to make basically a hard attack build. I don't know, guys. I feel like I've explored here. I would say HQs feel a little bit underwhelming, just because I feel like they're not very interactive. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on. The abilities are tied into the different HQs that I pick. Ah, prepare fallback positions. Let's change them out. We'll just have a little cheeky look at what the different ones are. So we've got defense in depth. That's the one we've already seen. Prepare fallback positions. Entrenchment speed +6. Is that a percentage? That's special forces attack. That's amphibious. Oh, because the other ones don't have abilities. Exploit breakthroughs. The other ones are selected had them. No, that's so cool. But I imagine there's probably some more locked behind other support companies, maybe. Doesn't say on this screen, though. No, it doesn't say on the screen. We'll look into that later on and find out what other hidden bonuses there are. Germany, the way I played it, is stronger than ever. Don't forget, guys, like this kind of content. Don't forget to subscribe. Apart from that, have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.